Consider the following statement regarding the foundation of the Indian National Congress, that is INC in 1885. The first statement is saying the Indian National Union, the precursor to the INC formed by the A.O. Hume, had initially scheduled its first session to be held in Bombay, which was later relocated to Pune due to an outbreak of cholera. So this statement is basically related to the Indian National Congress, but this statement is incorrect. आप सभी जानते हैं स्टेटमेंट क्या है. दिस स्टेटमेंट इज इनकरेक्ट. आप मुझे कहेंगे तो मैं लगातार अंग्रेजी भी बोल सकता हूं, मैं हिंदी भी बोल सकता हूं. सो इंडियन नेशनल यूनियन जो है ये आईएनसी का एक प्रीकर्सर है, मतलब ये एक पुरानी संस्था है जिसका नाम बदल कर आईएनसी किया गया था और इसका पहला सेशन बॉम्बे में हुआ था ये कह रहा है और पुणे में होना था. सो बेसिकली ये कह रहा है कि बॉम्बे में होना था लेकिन पुणे में हुआ. सो इट इज अ रिवर्स. ये जो स्टेटमेंट दे रहा है इट इज बेसिकली अ रिवर्स स्टेटमेंट. It was to be held in Pune, but it was due to an cholera outbreak. It was shifted to Bombay. So, what exactly is the incorrect one? The incorrect one is that the reverse order is given in the question. The first session was originally planned to be held in Pune, but due to an outbreak of cholera there, it was shifted to Bombay. And where it was shifted in Bombay? It was shifted to Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit Vidyalay. Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit Vidyalay. Okay, fine. Another thing which can be asked in the paper is like कि INU, the Indian National Union, INU was formed in the year. So it was formed in the year 1884. It was formed where? It was formed in Madras. And it was formed by whom? It was formed by the A.O. Hume and the Nationalist of India. And along with this, another question can be asked, and on whose recommendation the name was changed from INU to INC. It was Dadabhai Nauroji. It was Dadabhai Nauroji, DB, and you have to remember this, correct? So, first statement is incorrect. The second statement, the inaugural session of the Indian National Congress was attended by 72 delegates with a significant demographic dominance of lawyers, journalists, and other educated professionals. This statement is a correct statement. When you will look forward to the background of the Indian National Congress, you will find at the time of the formation of INC, there was a vibrant difference between the class of the people who were there in the INC and who was there outside the INC. What exactly I want to say is like the graphical representation. You look forward, multiple people, there were 72 people. Out of these 72 people, nearly 30 people were lawyers. Nearly 30 people were lawyers. So it clearly indicates that the people who were there, with the INC were from a background who is having a good educational background. What exactly I am trying to say is like, for example, if you look forward to the graphical pie chart representation, you will find that nearly 39% of the primary members of the INC were lawyer. They were lawyers. When you look forward, you will find nearly 17.5% of the primary members of the INC, they were jamindars. When you look forward to the primary member of INC, you will find that 17% of the INC were businessmen. When you look forward, you will find that nearly 15% of the members, they were either journalists, or you can have engineers in that column, you can have doctors in that column, or you can have professors in this column. So, and the rest were the normal nationalist leaders. So if you count this, nearly 17, 35, 15, nearly will find ki 88% of the people of the primary members of the Indian National Congress, they were highly educated people. And that is why the Indian National Congress, why these people were highly educated? Because the normal people or the leaders of the Indian National Congress always assumed that the normal people don't have such a political vibrant ideas with themselves. They cannot face the Britishers. Because they are not that educated. So particularly if you look forward to the things, you will find that only educated people are ruling the Congress, and that is why this statement comes to true, that the inaugural session of the INC was attended by 72 delegates with a significant demographic dominance of lawyers, journalists, and educated professionals, and it counts nearly about 88 to 90% of the INC members. Okay, one more thing you can look forward when you will come down. You need the breakup of this also. 72 members. Out of these 72 delegates who participated, 72 delegates, 72 delegates who participated firstly in the meeting. What is the breakup of this? When you will count, you will come to know that the 32 people were from which province? It was from Bombay province. 38 people was from Bombay province. Another you will count, that is 21 from the Madras province. Another you will count 7 was from United province. Another you will count 3 people were from Bengal province. And another you will count 3 from Punjab province. So here when we will count consecutively, we will find it is 72 delegates. These are the representation of the different provinces. There is one another bifurcation. What is that? When you will come, you will find that the 54 members were Hindu. 2 were Muslims. Along with women was 0. Along with this 4 was Buddhist. And 8 were Jains. Sorry. So 54, 2, 56, 4, 60 and 12 were Jainis. So this comes to an end of 72 delegates. This is the vibrant distribution of 72 delegates. There is one more distribution. When you will come to a book, the book was Indian Muslims. There was one book which was known as Indian Muslim. And this Indian Muslim book was authored by, it has also been asked in the paper, W.W. Hunter. And in this book, W.W. Hunter stated very clearly that the participation of Muslims in national movement or in Indian National Congress is very few. In his book only he stated that the number of people from the Muslim community, that too in the Indian National Congress, is very few, and he stated that only 6.5% of the member is from the Muslim community. And that too he is talking about an after 25 years, that is 1885 to 1909. Means after 25 years of the formation of INC, the number of Muslims actively participated in the political arena was nearly about 6.5%. And that was a setback for the Indian Muslims also. So it is one of the vibrant distribution, you should know it. Okay, some more facts you can remember is like on the recommendation of Dadabhai Naoroji, the name was changed from INU to INC. Basically, Congress, this word was taken from North America. And that too, when you will discuss what exactly is the meaning of the word Congress, the meaning of the word Congress is very simple, and it is a group of people. लोगों का एक समूह. Along with this, you can also find that the A.O. Hume formed Indian National Congress on the theory of safety valve, and it was being declared by William Wedderburn. William Wedderburn was the person who has written the autobiography, or you can say the biography of A.O. Hume. Multiple times पेपर में क्वेश्चन आए हैं, बायोग्राफी ऑफ A.O. Hume किसने लिखा है? तो it was written by William Wedderburn. And in this book only, William Wedderburn exposed the idea of A.O. Hume, and he stated that it was formed on the basis of theory of safety valve, So you should remember this also. Although we have 3 theories behind this, we'll discuss this later on. है ना? Another primary things you can remember is like, in this paper you can have the question like, who was the first president of INC? It was W.C. Banerjee, and he was basically a lawyer. Who was the second president of INC? It was Dadabhai Naoroji. Who was the first Muslim president? It was Badruddin Tayyabji. Who was the first woman president? It was Annie Besant. Who was first Indian woman president in 1925, it was Sarojini Naidu. Who was the youngest president in 1923 at the age of 35 years? Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Along with this, who was the second Muslim president? You can have Rahim Tullah Sayani in 1896. Rahim Tullah Sayani in 1896, where Vande Mataram was being sung. First European president was George Hewley. So you can have this also, hai na? You should remember these facts. These are important for your prelims exam as well. So second point is clear. Now third, prominent nationalist leader Surendranath Banerjee could not attend the founding session of INC in Bombay because he was simultaneously engaged with the second session of the Indian National Conference in Calcutta. Basically, learners may confuse with the term that is a Indian National Conference. Basically, Indian National Conference is also known as Indian Association. Indian Association. This was a type of political organization which was formed by Anand Mohan Bose along with Surendranath Banerjee. And these were the prominent leaders. They were not expecting much outcome from the meeting of INC. So they have their own meeting that was planned in Calcutta in the year 1885. At the time when the meeting of the INC was being held at Bombay at Gokul Das Tejpal Sanskrit Vidyalaya, these people were engaged in simultaneously they were engaged in meeting at Kolkata with the members of the Indian Association, which was primarily known as Indian National Conference. Multiple times in the paper you might find a question that INC, Indian National Conference. So learner confused with the Congress and Conference, so don't confuse. Indian National Conference is also known as Indian Association, which was primarily formed by Anand Mohan Bose and Surendranath Banerjee, and these people were engaged in the meeting at the same time when the first meeting of INC was being held at Mumbai. So these were not. Although in the second session of the INC that was held in 1886, on the request of Dada Bhai Nauroji, multiple times it asks you on whose request. On the request of Dada Bhai Nauroji, this entire conference was being merged to INC, and ideologically it was merged, and Surendranath Banerjee joined Indian National Congress in the year 1886. So that is why Indian National Conference was merged to INC in the year 1886. In the paper, it may ask on whose recommendation it was done. It was done on the recommendation of Dada Bhai Nauroji. You have to understand this. So is it clear to everyone in the class or not? Is it clear to everyone in the class? So I may ask a few questions to you. Who is the first president of INC? That is W.C. Banerjee. First Indian woman president, 1925, Kanpur, it is Sarojini Naidu. First woman president, Annie Besant, 1917, Calcutta. First Muslim president, Badruddin Tayyabji in 1887 at Madras. Dada Bhai Nauroji did the presidentship for INC for how many times? It was 3 times, in the year 1886, in the year 1893 at Lahore, and in 1906 at Calcutta. Another thing which can be asked, the youngest president of INC, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad at the age of 35 in the year 1923. Another thing which can be asked is like how longest serving president, it was Maulana Abul Kalam Azad from 1940 to 45, because Indian National Congress was declared illegal party during that time period, and he served as the longest president for the INC. Along with this, you can have asked question, first European president, and it was George Hewley. Second European president, next year only, William Wedderburn. Second Muslim president, it is Rahim Tullah Sayani in 1896 at Calcutta, where the Vande Mataram was sung. And along with this, Mahatma Gandhi took participation for the first time in which session of the Indian National Congress? It was 1901, which was headed by whom? So it was headed by whom? Dinsa Adulbi Vacha. Gandhi took the president chair for only one time, that was in 1924 at Belgaum. You should remember, out of Bal Lal Pal, only Lala Lajpat Rai took or was the chairman or the president of INC in the year 1920. It was a special session which held at Calcutta to counter the non-cooperation movement proposal, which was passed firstly in Bihar in the 12th session of the Bihar Prantiya Congress Committee at Bhagalpur under the chairmanship of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. So these are the facts you should remember, and you can remember some more facts like Lord Dufferin said that you people are just representing the microscopic minority population of the country. You are not representing not representing the entire population of the country. So multiple times it can be asked. Okay. Is it clear to everyone? Acha, first woman to become the member of, or to say something from the podium of the INC or to address the INC was Kadambini Ganguly in the year 1890. She gave the thanksgiving motion to the session. And for the first time in the year 1889, women took the participation in the meetings of INC. It was like women like Kadambini Ganguly, it was like Pandita Ramabai, it was like Swarna Kumari Devi. So these were the prominent women leaders who took participation for the first time in the year 1889. And another question which can be asked, that under the whose viceroyship it was formed. So it was under the viceroy of Lord Dufferin, and Lord Dufferin's session came from 1884 to 88. You should remember this also. So this question is also, this option is also correct. So here comes the answer, and the answer is B option. I think it is clear. Now moving to the next question, we should look forward to the next question. Question number 2. Consider the following statement regarding the foundation, theories and the inaugural session of INC. The safety valve theory, which suggests that the INC was formed under the secret guidance of Lord Dufferin to prevent a mass uprising, was first systematically articulated by Marxist historian Rajni Palme in the book Young India. Basically, this statement is incorrect. See, it is correct that there was a safety valve theory, but it was not articulated by Rajni Palme Dutt. It was articulated by Lala Lajpat Roy. So basically articulation was done by Lala Lajpat Roy. It was articulated in the year 1916 in his book Young India. Don't confuse with the Young India of Mahatma Gandhi. It was being also written by Lala Lajpat Rai, and it was declared in the year 16. He took a reference from the biography of A.O. Hume. He took the reference from the A.O. Hume biography. Which biography? This was written by whom? William Wedderburn. It was written by William Wedderburn, and he said that the Congress was formed with the theory of safety wall because there was a very high uprising among the Indian movements, Indian nationalists, and these people were highly aggressive in nature. And there was a report which was being written and submitted to Lord Ripon by A.O. Hume. In that report, A.O. Hume took an entire journey to the Indian subcontinent, and while traveling throughout the Indian subcontinent, he declared and submitted his report, and he said there is a huge mass movement which could take place, and it will be bigger than the revolt of 1857, and we will be left by no other option rather to vacate the India. So he said that there is a very huge rise of nationalism among the Indian masses, and that is why there was a secret plan, and it was planned by A.O. Hume under the guidance of Lord Dufferin, and ultimately under the theory of safety wall, Indian National Congress was being formed. Now, what was the concept behind this? There were 3 theories behind the formation of Indian National Congress. Theories behind formation of Indian National Congress. So what are these theories? I am going to tell you, don't worry. There are 3 prominent theories behind the formation of Indian National Congress. What is the first theory? That the first theory is theory of safety valve. This theory was given in the year 1916 by whom? It was given by Lala Lajpat Rai. Another theory, it was theory of conspiracy. And this theory of conspiracy was given by a Marxist historian, and this was Rajni Palme Dutt. And Rajni Palme Dutt in his book India Today, Rajni Palme in the book India Today explained that the Indian National Congress is formed with the theory of conspiracy, and the conspiracy has been done to the Indian people by the nationalist leaders. The nationalist leaders look forward to their own benefit of becoming leaders in the latter half when the country get independence, and that is why, for the sake of their own political welfare, these people have initiated and approved the formation of Indian National Congress, and they have done the conspiracy with the Indian masses. So this was the thing which was being explained by Rajni Palme Dutt. Clear? And C argued and C succeeded also. Another theory was a theory of lightning conductor. Theory of how many people are exclusively from English medium? Please comment. Conductor. Theory of lightning conductor was given by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. And under the theory of lightning conductor, he explained the things very well. He argued that the hostile attitude of the British governments towards any political agitation at that time, if it would have taken place, it would have been crushed. He said that if any of the Indian leaders, because INC was formed under the supervision of the Britishers, गोखले सेड कि अगर किसी ने कांग्रेस का गठन किया होता, कांग्रेस का फॉर्मेशन किया होता, एंड दैट टू विदाउट द परमिशन, विदाउट द अप्रूवल, विदाउट द yes button from the Britishers, that would definitely have been crushed. उन्होंने क्लियरली कहा कि उसको क्रश कर दिया होता अंग्रेजों ने. So that is why A.O. Hume, that Hume presence in the Indian National Congress, although Hume was a general secretary for a year long of nearly about 15-20 years, A.O. Hume. So A.O. Hume presence with the INC served as a lightning conductor to absorb all the shock of the British representation which would have taken place. And that is why theory of lightning conductor was given by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. He said, okay, fine, INC is a kind of safety valve to the agitation or the rise of nationalism among the Indian masses, but still if it would had not been done, Britishers would have crushed the organization which was formed by the Indians. And that is why he said it clearly. So this statement, the Gopal Krishna Gokhale lightning conductor theory, posits that early Indian nationalists deliberately utilized A.O. Hume involvement to present the British government. Yes, it is correct. If A.O. Hume would not have been involved, Britishers would have crushed the Indian National Congress. It was very clear. Third, among the core resolution passed during the very first session of INC in 1885 was the explicit demand for the abolition of Indian Council of the Secretary of State. Indian Council of the Secretary of State operating in London. See, when Charter was passed in the 1858, you remember that the Board of Director and Court of Controller, these two posts were crushed, and there was one post which was formed as the Secretary of State. To India, Bharat ka Rajya Sachiv. The office of Secretary of State was there in London, and it basically formed an Indian Council. Now the question comes that what was the Indian Council? Indian Council was a council which consists of the people of India, but they were actually responsible and actionable to the Britishers. They were very close to the Britishers. And Indian Council members approves any of these people approves any of the program being launched by Britishers. And if the proposal is being approved by the Indian Council, it was clearly understood that it is passed by the Indians. मतलब क्या है? मतलब ये है कि अगर इंडियन काउंसिल ने किसी प्रपोजल को अप्रूव कर दिया तो ऐसा समझा जाता था कि भारत की जनता ने इसको अप्रूव कर दिया. कैसे? आपके विधायक हैं, आपके सांसद हैं, आपके सांसद जब किसी बिल के पक्ष में वोट करते हैं तो ऐसा समझा जाता है कि समस्तीपुर की सांसद हैं सांभवी चौधरी, अगर सांभवी चौधरी ने संसद में किसी चीज का वोट दे दिया तो ऐसा माना जाता है कि सांभवी चौधरी ने वोट नहीं दिया, समस्तीपुर की पूरी जनता ने यह बात कही है. सिमिलर फैशन में जब इंडियन काउंसिल किसी चीज को अप्रूव करती थी तो ऐसा माना जाता है कि पूरे भारत ने इसको अप्रूव कर दिया है. अब मान लीजिए कि अंग्रेजों को कोई टैक्स भराना है, ब्रिटिशर्स हैव टू इंक्रीज द टैक्स. दे सेड कि दे विल इंक्रीज 50% टैक्सेशन. इस काउंसिल के पास गया, इस काउंसिल ने अप्रूव कर दिया, बिकॉज दीज पीपल आर रिच पीपल, दीज पीपल आर हाईली क्वालिफाइड पीपल, दीज पीपल हैव गुड रिलेशन विद द ब्रिटिशर्स. और जब इनको इन्होंने पास कर दिया, व्हेन दे हैव पास्ड, देन इट इज बीइंग आर्टिकुलेटेड एंड बीइंग इम्पोज्ड टू द इंडियंस. तो इन लोगों ने मांग किया कि दिस इंडियन काउंसिल शुड बी, दिस इंडियन काउंसिल विच इज एक्टिंग एज अ सपोर्ट सिस्टम to the Britishers, this should be abolished. And it was one of the 9 proposals. You people know that there were 9 proposal which was passed in the first sitting in 1885. First was land revenue, reduce land revenue by 50%. Next was, because the salary was very huge, salary expenditure was very huge, so it was said ki salary expenditure use, it should be reduced by 50%. They said the expenditure on defense system should be reduced by 50%. They said that the this exam of retired ICS exams should be held in London as well as in India also, and the age should be increased from 19 to 23. Similarly, the Burma, next 5th was that Burma should be overruled outside India. India should not have any relation with the Burma. Then again with this along, they have passed multiple that we should be allowed to vote, we should be allowed to take participation in the budget session, because budget is our own distribution of disallocation of our budget, and that people should be allowed to participate in the discussion of budget, although they may not vote. And similarly, 7th, 8th and 9th, Indian Council should be abolished. It was 7th, Indian Council should be abolished. 8th was that every leader should look forward to closely to monitor that all the proposals which were being passed in this session is being applicable or implicated throughout or not. And in the 9th, they passed that the next session will be held at Calcutta. So these were the proposals, and that is why this statement is correct. The Indian National Conference, an earlier prominent nationalist organization convened by Surendranath Banerjee and Anand Mohan Bose, formally merged with INC during the Bombay session. No, it is wrong. Just now I said it was done not in inaugural Bombay session, in the next session in the year 1886, which took place at Calcutta. So this is wrong. So 2 and 3 is correct. So correct is C option. The correct answer will be C option. Basically, this class is for exclusive English medium aspirants. I am looking forward to the comments. You people are commenting in the comment box, but I request any of the learner who is from English medium should share this class link, which could be a kind of motivation to us to continue the session in English, because it took very hard efforts to have a lecture in English medium, that too with very few numbers of aspirants looking to the classes live. So I would request each and every English medium learner at least to share my classes to their WhatsApp status, to their Telegram groups or WhatsApp group, wherever they find it convenient, so that the much number of learners should join this class from the next session. It would be a kind of motivation to us, and it can help us to grow faster and to be a kind support to you all people during your preparation for the 72nd BPSC exam.